Hey everybody. Okay, let's get it done. I literally just had what I wanted. Okay, there you go right there.
Yeah, I started like this.
Okay, go brush your hair.
I did.
Do it again. Thank you. Hey everybody. So I'm on my way out to Bible study tonight. But I was literally on the phone with my mama and I could not leave out without giving this message. And I'm going to be in Genesis 19, and a lot of people know this story, but it is a timely message for right now. And I'm on a limited time, but you know what? God has all the time. So God is talking about don't look back. And as I was talking to my mama, and she was just like, looking back is a form of disobedience. And it's basically telling God that you don't trust him, that you are afraid of fear more than you are afraid of God. And you're ready to look back because it's a comfort. But your comfort and your trust should be in God no matter what happens. And God is just saying, do you not fear me? Do you not trust me? Forget fear, but do you not trust me? Do you not trust that I will take care of you? Do you not think that I am your provider? I hear you saying that Jehovah Jireh, you believe that I'm your provider. You believe all of these things, but when it comes down, like, you get scared and you run back and you start repeating those same behaviors. And the past is always ready to open you with welcome arms. The past is always like, hey, welcome back. I've never seen an addiction that isn't ready to take you back in. It is always ready to receive you. The past is already ready for you to be there, because the past is like crabs in a bucket. And crabs in a bucket doesn't want you to succeed, because how dare you make it out and they can't. So the past is just waiting on you to fail, hoping that you fail, literally praying against you. People don't put witchcraft and stuff on you because they want you to succeed. They do it because they don't want you to, and they want you to come back to where you once were. Because how dare you figure out who you are and begin to climb? If you're on their level, they not studying about putting no witchcraft on you for what? They not studying you. You on their level. But they know that you have the God in you. So they're just like, yeah, let me go ahead and try to kill this seed. Let me try to kill this seed while it's in a seedling form and it hasn't developed into that awesome tree or that branch or whatever it might be yet. It doesn't know its value yet. So let me go ahead and try to take you out right now. Let me go ahead and try to take you out right now. It's hoping that you don't. Mark, give me my tablet. It's hoping that you don't know your value. The past is literally hoping that you don't know your value. But God says, if I'm for you, no one can be against you. And I don't care who is hoping what. It will not prosper. God is saying, I'm going to try to get logged in on my Facebook on here too. Bring me my other tablet out the room. Yeah, I don't think it's on this one.
Is it on you?
It's on my bed. Thank you. But yeah, God is just saying, I can't afford you to look back. I'm not going to lose you. That's what I'm not going to do. I don't care what the devil got planned. The devil ain't got nothing on my plans. But we have this thing called free will. And free will to some people is a blessing and it's a curse. Because you have that free will, sometimes you can be blinded. Thank you, baby. You can be blinded by, the past. And what I've been dealing with and I've been speaking on and preaching on is familiar spirits and then memories. Like, sometimes our memories can pull up and our memories can make us feel like, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm logging into Facebook too because they need to get this message. Everybody need to get this message really quick. So anyway, sometimes our memories can play with us. And sometimes, just like the Israelites, when they escaped out of Egypt and God had literally did modern day miracles in their lives, they are standing in front of a Red Sea. But forget those miracles. It was some before when God sent the plagues against the Egyptians. And they were told to put blood on your dough. This is going to pass. Like, God had already started showing the miracles beforehand. See, sometimes we forget about the little miracles in our lives because it's not a big event. And we tend to always remember the big events and not the little things that God delivered us from. So when you're facing something really big, you get scared and you want to run back to what you once knew. But God is saying you need to run to me. You need to draw into me when that begins to happen. I am your rock. I am your refuge. You find safety under my refuge, under my wings. You need to run to me and not to the world and not to those worldly people anyway. Because when you start running to the wrong people, they gonna make sure they guide you the wrong way rightly. They gonna tell you all the wrong things anyway. Or when you go to your little girlfriend and you telling her about your problems and she ain't in no relationship, she's gonna be like, girl, you might as well come out and drink with me. Girl, you might as well come out on time with me, girl. Forget them dudes. Girl, forget them dudes. It's a hot girl summer. City girls up 100. She gonna make sure she don't tell you the right substance instead of saying, go pray for your man. You don't know what he's battling. He might be thinking, that he's not good enough for you. He might be thinking that his finances going down, so he don't know what he gonna do and how he gonna maintain you. But instead of going to him and going to God, you going to a girl that's ready to do city girl things. Because she don't got that kingdom marriage anointing on her life. But she see you do, so she want to make sure she destroy you. But city girls up 100, right? Yeah. You got to make sure you're hanging around the right people. Because the wrong people will help you do wrong rightly. They will tell you that you need to leave. They will tell you don't need that job. They ain't got no job anyway, so they need you to come out there anyway. Because remember, you bad. You got the body yada yada. So you can pull the bad dudes. You can pull the ones with the money. And they ain't got to do nothing. And all of a sudden, they money maker back. So they got you and they got you back. And the streets always need somebody to come out here and sell dope. The streets always need somebody to serve their poison and pump it into the community. But you gonna tell yourself you feeding your family, right? You a hustler, baby, right? The streets is always ready to have an open arm for you. The streets already ready for you. It's hoping that you come out and be the same. It's hoping that you come out and be exactly the same. Because you're just like one of them. God is saying that your memory is going to play tricks on you. The Israelites forgot that God had literally put them in front of a sea of impossibilities. It was impossible for them to come and go through because they cannot even swim. They've been slaves. They didn't have time to go to the pool, the beach, to learn how to swim, any of that. They didn't have a life. They were slaves. So they got there and they were looking like, what do we do now? And on top of them getting there and thinking, what do we do now? They got pressure on them. Have you ever been in a place in your life where you got to do something or you gonna perish? God got to step in or it's not gonna happen? They had pressure coming behind them, the whips and the chains and the horses and the Egyptians saying, we about to enslave you again. Get the shackles. We're about to get our slaves back. They were standing and looking at impossibilities. They were looking at the sea of impossibilities called the Red Sea. And they was hearing the whips and chains behind him. And they was probably laughing on their way back here like, yeah, y'all can't swim. Yeah, matter of fact, we going to take our time because where y'all about to go now? Where is your God now? Where is your God now? Huh. Your God is standing there at the sea of impossibilities. Your God is standing at the sea of impossibilities because he knows who he is. He knows who he is. He wants to know, what are you going to do when you get to the sea of impossibilities? What are you going to do? Are you going to throw the towel down and turn back and look at the Egyptian and say, you know what? Shackle me up. Shackle me up. Take me back. Slave me up. Rape me up. Do whatever you got to do. I'm fine with it. Put me back on welfare. Put me on food stamps. Put me on housing. Put me back in poverty. Give me the needle in my arm. Where's the suicide alley? Put me back. Put me back. I ain't got nowhere to go. Look at the sea. I can't even swim. I've been a slave all my life. It ain't nothing new. I'm numb to this. I'm numb. Or are you going to look at that ocean And you're going to throw them chains down. And you're going to say, God, I know that you can do the impossible. And you didn't bring me this far to only bring me this far. You didn't bring me this far to only bring me this far. This isn't it. This isn't my final destination. Even though the devil wanted to be my final destination, this is not it. I will not die here. And if this sea don't part, I'm finna be like Peter and walk on top of the water. Because I'm not going to stay here. So God, you better part that Red Sea, or baby, I'm about to walk on it, because I'm not going back. I'm not going back. So God, we got two options. Either it can part, or I can walk on solid ground on the water. But what I'm not going to do is turn back like a dog returns to his vomit and go back. I can't go back. My future needs me to be forward. I can't look back. There's nothing there for me. I can't look back. I can't afford to look back. There ain't nothing there but death and destruction. I lived back there. I almost died back there. The devil thought he had me back there. And I can't go back. I can't go back. I can't go back. So God, it's all up from here, God. It's all up from here. If it's up, then it's stuck. Because, baby, I'm coming. Baby, I'm coming, so you can go ahead and part it. Tell Free Willy them I said, hey, what's up? Finding Nemo, I found you. Tag you it. Hey, Ariel, can you sing all in the well or water, whatever it got to be? Because, baby, you about to make room for me, because I'm about to walk through. I'm about to see something I ain't never seen before. Because I'm about to walk through on solid ground. And if you don't know, now you know. Hey, Ocean, let me introduce myself. My name is Ladaria, and I ain't coming back, so you better make room for me to walk through here. You better make room, because I'm coming through. I can't stay the same. I can't stay the same. I can't do it. I can't do it. When God told Abraham to go, before God does anything, he gives you instructions. He told Abraham, go into a land. Go, and don't take anything but your immediate family. That was his wife and his children. Abraham decided to take his nephew, Lot, nephew, brother, whatever, correct me. And he took him. And in that, destruction began to happen. When God came and he freed Lot, and he came through and he set Sodom and Gomorrah on fire, it was instructions he gave them. And the instructions was very simple. Don't look back. Don't look back. That's it. And I know that it's hard, because it seems like your past is really good. It seems like you really didn't struggle like that, because we had some times we laughed, we coped, we joked, we laughed. You remember that? You remember? I had to cut a friend off, because every time she called my phone, she was always talking about, girl, you remember when we did this? Girl, you remember when we did this? No, I don't. No, I don't. Because while you saw that time when we was in the club and I was laughing, when I got home, I was broken. I was depressed. I was laying with men that didn't deserve me. I was treacherous. I was everything but a woman of God. I was everything that I didn't want to be. I was struggling. So no, I don't want to remember that one time at the club, and that one time over here, and that one time we were stuck in traffic. I don't want to remember any of that. Because it was things that I was fighting in the dark that I could not tell people in the daylight. But I had a beautiful smile. And I could make you laugh. But I was making myself cry. So now I don't want to remember that. I'm sorry. I don't want to go down that memory lane with you. I'm sorry. I don't live there anymore. I can't afford to live there anymore. I'm sorry. I can't. If you can't walk into the future with me, I can't be in the past with you. So one of us got to get buried. And I don't hear about people burying their future, but I hear about people burying their past. So I can't be your friend no more, because I don't want to remember that no more. No, I don't want to do that. But I do want to remember what God has done for me. I want to show the world how God has molded me, and how God has saved even a wrench like me. How I've fallen 7 times, but I got up 8, 9, 10. And I'm going to keep getting up no matter what life throws at me. I'm not going to be like Lot's wife and turn into a pillar of salt, because he gave me instructions and he says, Lendaria, don't look back. So I'm not finna turn into no pillar of salt. I'm going to be the salt of the earth, and I'm going to season it But I'm not going to be like wet salt and have no value. I can't, baby, I ain't playing with y'all. I can't play with y'all. I got souls to save. I got to save myself. I got to pull myself out, and I got to go back and save other people. I don't got time to do remembering. No, this conversation isn't conducive of the woman that I'm trying to be. In Genesis 19:25, it says, so he overthrew those cities and all of the plains and all of the inhabitants of the city and what grew on the ground. But his wife looked back behind him, and she became a pillar of salt. What are we looking back at that is stopping us from being everything that God has literally told us that we're about to do? What is stopping us? What is hindering us? Are we the problem? Because if I'm the problem, fix me. Prune me. Deliver me. God, I repent and I make room. God, I repent of doubting you. I repent of fearing the thing that is not even scary. God, I repent for not being afraid of you. I repent for thinking that I'm nothing. I repent, God, and I make room. God, if I'm the problem, I repent. God, I'm not trying to doubt you. I'm not trying to say that you're not my provider. I repent, God, because I'm not trying to be in the way. Fix me, heal me. Because I'm not trying to play with you, God. I don't got time to sit here and say, woe is me, and go down memory lane with you. Because, baby, everything wasn't copacetic like the devil is trying to make it. I was wrestling demons in the dark, and they were winning. I was wrestling demons in the dark, and they were winning. And nobody knew it but me. Depression has many faces. It has many faces. And no one will know that you're going through something unless you vocalize it. And even then, they wouldn't understand it. But remember when? Remember when? Remember when? Lot's wife had absolutely no reason to look back. Her children were being raped and beaten. He was sleeping at the front door telling people not to come in. He was fighting demons in the dark, not sleeping in the day. She had absolutely no reason to look back. But the memory is something very tricky. It can tell you that it was a great time. It can tell you that you were the it girl in City Girls Up. And you were the dope boy. You were player from the Himalayas. You was all that. All the girls wanted you. But you remember when you wasn't in a relationship and your phone was dry? Oh, you don't want to talk about that. You remember when nobody was texting you when you didn't have anybody? Oh, you don't want to talk about that. But when you get in a relationship, all of a sudden, you a hot commodity, right? And now you're looking at your spouse like, do I even want to be with you? But you remember when you were single and that phone didn't ring? Because the devil didn't bother you because you wasn't even nobody to get. But how dare you build a relationship that might possibly be a marriage? Now the devil got to come break you up. Now the devil got to come stop you. But remember how dry that phone was before you got in that relationship. Remember how lonely that bed was before you got in that relationship. Remember how they wouldn't even take your phone calls for real before you got in that relationship. Yeah. And now you in one and now they trying to one up your spouse. Yeah. Yeah. I remember I used to tell my kid's father, I used to be like, all the women that you be around here trying to be with after me is the ones that been following me in the first place. They my fans for real. They want to be me for real, but you go lay with them. They just trying to get a little piece of me. Now look at you looking like you looking. Because when I leave you, they don't want you. They want the favor on my life. Some of them literally want to be you. That's it. They want to come kill, steal, and destroy. That's it. They want to be a different version of you, but baby, they could never. They could never. That's it. And whenever I think about a sign line, it's just a broken person who doesn't know their value. That's it. That's it. And we all been doing some things, and you can sit here and say, I could never, but you have. Hush. Hold your righteous tongue. I'm not the one to come preach to. You have. And we've all been broken in one form or another. We've all had low points. But it's not how you stay there, it's how you get back up. You got to get back up again. You're not going to lay in your mess. And God is not going to allow you to lay in your mess at all. It's time to get back up again. And if the past's been knocking at your door, don't run from it. Open it. And give it 1,000 reasons on why you not coming back in the first place. So you might as well find somebody else's door to knock on. Because every time you come here, I'm going to open that door. I'm going to remind you that I do remember, but I don't remember. And don't you ever address me like that again, because I don't live on that street again. And I'm not turning into a pillar of salt. I am the salt of the earth, and I will season God's people. I will be the seasoning. And I'm black, so I got a whole cabinet full of seasoning. And I'm going to sprinkle it on both sides after I watch my chicken. Don't play with me. I come to season. I ain't coming to play with you, devil. I ain't coming to play with you. I do remember, but I don't. And I'm not turning into a pillar of salt because I can't let go of my past. The past is there for a reason. It served its purpose. But your future needs you. Your future needs you more than ever. More than ever. It's begging for you in the alleyways to not look back. It's begging for you to get it together and walk into the doors. God has the door wide open. All you got to do is walk through the doors. Your future needs you. I love you all. I'm getting ready to go to Bible study. I pray peace, abundance, just generational wealth and prosperity over your life. And I just pray that God does something amazing for you. Don't look back. Whatever you do, don't look back. And don't you run from the past. It served its purpose, and can't nobody condemn you. As a matter of fact, before I get off, somebody messaged me and they said, Pastor Lindari, I had a dream about you, and somebody tried to bring up your past and shame you, and they had like these messages, and you were standing there. Baby, I did what I did, I said what I said, and I ain't changing it. I stand on it, and I'm not afraid. You can't convict me of something that God forgave me. You can't condemn me for something that God let go. If God set me free, then I'm free indeed. Baby, you can pull up a Google search of me and I don't care. You can have whatever you got to have on me. You can have a text to it, baby, and I don't care. You ain't got one up on me because I had a past. I don't care. I don't live there anymore. You are addressing someone that has been forgiven and set free. I did what I did. I said what I said, and I meant it. And I don't care. Because God has set me free. And God has set you free. So when they try to blackmail you, tell them to send it. Send it. You going to destroy me, baby? You going to build me. Because maybe God just had that happen so I can have a more story and reach more people that was on that broken level. Because I was broken when I did that. But I still did it. And I ain't ashamed of it because God forgave me. So maybe God had to have that be exposed so those people that are still doing that can see that, oh, she ain't scared. I ain't never scared. I did it. And I can talk you through it. I can talk you through it because I've been there. And I don't mean that's your final destination because you're showing me my past, meaning I'm living in my present. And that ain't the same me, and it won't ever be. So don't you sit up here and let people condemn you. Or don't you sit up here and let people say, oh, you did this, you did that, you did. Yeah, okay. And so what? What you gonna do with it? What you gonna do with it? So what? God has let it go. Man hasn't. But you don't serve man. You serve God. Let them pull up what they need to pull up. Let them say what they need to say. Stay focused. Your future needs you. Stay focused. Your future needs you. All is well. All is forgiven. Freedom is your portion. Abundance is your portion. All is well. And it's okay. It's okay. It is what it is. You messed up. So? You slipped. So? So? What they gonna do? Put a picture up? What they gonna do? Put you on a shade room? What they gonna do? Invite me there. I'm ready to break some people down there anyway. Invite me. Do what you need to do. So, grow from it. Grow from it. That's it. Maybe God had it exposed so you can learn from it and teach other people. It's okay. We all had a past, but we all have a future that needs us. Your future needs us. It literally does. And I pray that this message reached the right people. And I pray that it is actually food and substance for you to eat on and sit with. Because God is saying your future needs you. Go in peace. I love you all. And let me run out of here because I don't want to be late to the service. I love you guys. And have a wonderful day.